You're wasting your 20s without even realizing it. And hold up, this isn't a grind 24/7, never enjoy your youth type of video, lock yourself in a basement for 10 years type of video. That's not what I'm saying, y'all. You have more time than you think you do, but you also have less time than you think you do. Because 30 feels very far away from 20, but the decade moves very, very quickly. You don't need to have everything figured out, but continuously saying I'll do it later adds up. Procrastination is the killer of all dreams, all aspirations, and all forms of success. Procrastinating, saying you're going to do some shit, thinking you're going to do some shit, planning to do some shit, and then not doing it. Not only are you reinforcing to yourself that you're not who you claim to be, you're reinforcing to your brain that you're not built for this life. You know what I mean? And people always like to use the fact that they're young to escape the reality of the future. We're not going to be in our 20s forever. And take this from me, I'm 26, going to be 27 in February. Shit go by quick. I remember being 18, 19 like it was yesterday. And the older you get, the faster time feels like it's moving by. Honestly, I think time in general is just moving faster overall. But once you get out of that like kid phase, 10, 12, 13 years old, time starts to move very, very quick, like dangerously quickly. So you don't want to be consuming instead of building. Spending hours scrolling, partying, watching other people's lives, gaming, entertainment. Like, ask yourself, what are you really building for yourself? And I think that's the mistake that a lot of people nowadays make, is like they spend so much time consuming content. Which consuming content isn't bad if you're utilizing it for the greater good. But majority of the people are not doing that. I'm not saying you got to make content or anything. But like, if you spend majority of your time sitting down, watching other people, critiquing other people, comparing yourself to other people's lives, like, what are you doing for yourself? What are you building for yourself? Nothing. And again, like I said, the time goes regardless of if you act on your decisions or not. The time is going to move anyway, so the best thing you can do is actually utilize that time to better position yourself. Don't spend money trying to look successful in your 20s or in any decade of your life, but especially your 20s. Designer clothes, expensive cars, going out constantly, keeping up appearances. Your 20s are an opportunity to build financial stability instead of performing wealth. Majority of people in their 20s want to look like what they don't have. And it's like, for what? Because eventually, like, all that's going to catch up to you. And once you become exposed and people realize that you were fraudulent in who you are projecting yourself to be, it's gonna look worse, because now you set a standard of how you live and who you claim to be. People are going to expect you to keep up that persona forever. And in fact, they're going to expect you to grow that persona. They're going to expect you to be even more flashy, to have even more money, to take even more trips and do all of this stuff. When if you just stay low key and keep your business to yourself and keep business focused on business, there are no expectations of you, and anything that you do is going to be glorified. They're going to glaze you, as people like to say in this generation. They're going to glaze. And you're scared to start because you might fail. Bro, you're in your fucking 20s, bro. The worst case scenario is the scenario you're in right now. If you quit your job to pursue whatever it may be, which can be a good and bad idea depending on your circumstance, bro, you can always go get another job. If you're broke right now, you can take mad risks. What's the worst case scenario? You're broker. You're still broke. If you have nothing, your worst case scenario is still having nothing. You know what I mean? Especially when you're in your 20s, when you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, bro, you can't really take risks like that, especially if you got a wife, a kid, a husband, a family, you know, assets and homes and things of that nature. You're not going to be as flexible to be able to do the things that you want to do right now, bro. I'm in my 20s. I'm taking all risks, bro. My 20s has been about taking endless risks. And a lot of them I failed on, so I've learned lessons on how to approach the next endeavor. But you got to take those risks and fail, bro. You don't want to start failing and taking risks when you're in your 30s and 40s, bro. It's going to be much more detrimental to you, and you're not going to know how to bounce back because you've never experienced hardship and difficulty. That's the problem. People in their 20s want to have too much fun. They want to be too comfortable. I'm not saying don't have fun, but having fun and being happy in your 20s should not be a priority. building the life that you want in the future should be a priority so that you can spend the rest of your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, God bless, 80s to do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? And don't neglect your body. Don't hide the bad habits. Build the good habits. Build the fitness, nutrition, and sleep habits instead of waiting until to take care of yourself when it's harder. The best time to get it and stay in shape is in your 20s. It's not going to be any easier. It's not going to be as easy as it is right now to do anything you want in life. You will never have less responsibilities in your future than you do right now. So this is the time to act. Don't compare yourself to everybody else's timelines, because one person gonna be married at 24, another gonna be owning a house at 26, somebody's making 6 figures, somebody has kids. Their timeline has nothing to do with yours, and you know comparison is the thief of joy, and it will waste years. The biggest waste is waiting to become the person you know you could be. This is where you start bringing everything together right now. So, last thing I'd say is, I'm not telling you to sacrifice your entire 20s to prepare for your 30s. Go have fun, travel, make memories, experience things, fall in love, make mistakes, but build something simultaneously while you're doing that. Because one day you're going to realize these weren't the years that your life started. This was your real life the entire time. So stay tuned and keep supporting your boy. I will bring you guys more videos, more breakdowns of how my experiences have shaped my views and how I think you should move or consider moving in the future. You know what I'm saying? None of this is advice. This is all me just giving my perspective based off my experiences and what I've seen other people experience in proximity to me. And I just feel like these are groundbreaking things that people don't realize. I wouldn't even say they're groundbreaking. It's groundbreaking to most people, but a lot of the stuff that I'm saying on this channel, I feel like it's common sense. And a lot of people may not have experienced this stuff because they haven't taken the time to take those risks, to have those experiences. You will soon find out.